This week, you're getting treated to some superb fishing. I'm driving to Belle Chasse Outfitters in Ontario's Superior Country to experience a bunch of different fish species. Walleye, lake trout, pike, and splake. They've got it all.
Hey, I've been fishing in Ontario for well over 40 years and have some great fishing memories, not to mention some very close friends. Ontario has some of the best multi-species freshwater fishing in the world. Ontario has a special place in my heart. The Ontario Experience captures all of this and more as hosts Troy Linder and Ty Sjodin explore new places, meet some authentic characters, and experience world-class fishing and hunting along the way. The Ontario Experience is the next best thing to going on the adventure yourself. And who knows, this unique show just might give you some ideas for your next fishing or hunting trip.
Belle Chasse Outfitters is located close to the small town of Longlac, Ontario, which is a rural part of northern Ontario's Superior region off the most northern highway that passes through the province. A scenic 5-hour drive from the Canadian border gets you to Belle Chasse's doorstep, a remote drive-to destination with secluded, pristine beauty and endless adventures. And the accommodations are fantastic.
We service both bear hunting clients, as well as fishing clients. Our fishing clients come up mostly for walleye, pike, lake trout, splake, some smallmouth bass, and perch. So that's a lot of fun to come up fishing. We've got water just everywhere around us. You can drive down the road and you're not going to go very far without seeing another body of water. And what's very unique about this area is most of it is crown land, meaning that anyone has access to it at any time. And so we have hired guides to go out and mark some lakes and stuff for us so that it's much easier for our fishing clientele to go out on their own if they choose. And then we also have several guides that work for us that can take you out if you're not wanting to go out and be a do-it-yourselfer.
Speaking of do-it-yourself fishing, I could not wait to get in a few casts from Belle Chasse's dock while waiting for dinner. Even caught a few fish. Pretty hard to beat from the get-go, having just arrived. And once there, the scenery near the lodge is absolutely breathtaking, and the accommodations, food, and service are top-notch. Accommodations at Belle Chasse include 6 cabins that sleep between 2 and 6 people each. Parties of 2 or more are guaranteed a private group cabin complete with half bath and kitchenette. A common area provides 4 bathrooms complete with walk-in showers. And all meals are served in a gorgeous main lodge. An average day at Belle Chasse starts with a full breakfast, followed by a fishing trip. Lunches are hearty meals served back at the lodge. Then it's an afternoon back in the boat. Every day is wrapped up back at camp with a fantastic supper just after the sun sets and everyone returns to the main lodge.
All right, we're set. We're gonna go find some walleyes, maybe some northern pike. See what's biting. We're just running this edge. This is just a bowl of a lake. I mean, we're basically a rod's length from the weeds and it's 10 feet, so it's just an absolute great break. The walleye should be along in here. So we're up here, and they, just like back in Minnesota, we had a super late spring. They had the same program up here, but it got so hot so fast. These lakes have already, this lake is at 62.5 degrees already, so those walleyes have already spawned. So we're in a post-spawn program right now too. So right now we don't have a map of this lake, so you can't really tell depth. So we're just gonna troll around it, find some different depths, see if we can mark some fish, just cover a lot of water. And then we're gonna work our way back as we find different fish. We'll mark it on GPS, even though we don't have, again, the contours, we can still mark where we're at and we're finding fish. We can come back to it. There we go. There's a walleye. There we go. First walleye of the day. Nice one. Little hair jig. Sweet. There's a Belle Chasse walleye. Nice little hair jigging off the. There's just a point that came out. Actually saw a couple marks there. And he ate it. So fun. These walleyes are fun to catch. They're beautiful. That's a great shore lunch size walleye right there. First one of the day. Perfect. Found them. So some of these baits are just perfect search baits, right? It's a paddle tail, jig with a plastic, hair jigs. These are great Canadian baits to use and really to find fish. I mean, we're just going along. All this lake is a bowl, so it's just shoreline breaks. These are great baits to pitch up and just work back off. And I switched this hair jig and boom, right away, first cast.
This segment is brought to you by Tourism Northern Ontario.
Yes, another nice walleye. Sweet, so much fun, just down from the lodge. I'm up here at Belle Chasse Outfitters on a fishing mission. I am going to fish a different lake every single day. Today, fishing walleyes on the same lake the lodge is on. Tomorrow, I'm gonna go for Splake. And then the next day, I'll probably go for lake trout and walleyes on a different lake. It's pretty spectacular up here.
Of course, one of the high points to any fishing trip to Belle Chasse is the spectacular shore lunches put on in the main lodge. If you love fried walleye with all the fixings, including fries, coleslaw, beans, and more, you definitely do not want to miss out.
Today, we're going after Splake. Splake are a man-made fish, basically. It's a hybrid between a lake trout and a brook trout. My good friend Mario's meeting me out here. He knows this lake like the back of his hand. Mario actually guides for Belle Chasse Outfitters. He's been doing it for a number of years. You know what? I can't wait to spend some time with this guy in the boat.
Here we go.
Got one?
Got one on.
There we go.
Got one on.
A little nicer?
Yeah. There we go. Nothing big. There we go.
Splake in the boat. It's about the size I was seeing. Missed my
this is
lures.
probably stocked a year ago. When they stock them, they're about this long. Fingerlings, they call.
Yep.
So, right? So this is about what they grow in a year.
That's pretty good.
Beautiful fish.
There you go. That one almost gets.
Fish on!
Missed one. At least somebody knows how to catch them in this boat.
There we go.
Oh, that's pretty. Boy, that's nicer fish. Yeah, definitely nicer one.
Definitely a little nicer.
Sweet. Boy, the live bait seems to be working for you, Mario.
They even got a little bit of a rainbow color in it, eh? Well, we'll keep another one. We'll release the next one.
We put a couple in the smoker.
This segment is brought to you by Go Fish, Ontario, Canada.
We just got to McKay Lake. Brian and I just met Brian. He's a good friend of Bunny from Belle Chasse Outfitters. He has taken me out on McKay Lake for walleye. He said they're gonna be biting, we'll see what happens. We're gonna catch them until our arms are sore, possibly on the way back, go after some lake trout. You ready to hit it?
We're ready to hit it.
All right, I'll back you in. So Brian, you've been in this area a long time. You probably fish a lot of lakes. Is McKay your go-to lake?
For the past 10 years, we've been fishing this lake pretty good, and we really enjoy it because there's nice spots to fish, and we seem to do well when we fish this area. It also has lake trout and pickerel, so we try to get a little bit of each. Is there a bet on the first fish?
I think we need to, right? You call it? What are we betting?
Let's go a couple of bucks.
Couple of bucks, I like it. So there's a difference, right? US or Canadian?
Let's go Canadian.
All right, there we go. I got one. That's all we had to do, Brian. is move
Another
a little
northern.
bit. I don't know, it's got some weight to it.
Yeah?
It's got some weight to it.
Okay, that's good. You want the net or
Yeah, I think we might need the net for this one. Because I mean, that's the only way I'm going to get my $2.
I'm going to try and knock it off if I can.
It's got some serious weight to it. It's a nice fish.
So we're gonna,
nicer.
yeah, we're gonna put him in a boat because he could be keeping the.
Oh, there we go.
He could be keeping the pickerel away.
Hey, we're on the board with a little nicer fish. Just got to the first spot, fishing for walleyes, but you know what? It's always fun to catch these things too. These northerns can fight. These are great bonus fish. Brian wants to keep it. Actually, if you're going to keep a northern, this is a perfect size to eat. Debone them. They have a firm meat. I mean, they're so delicious. I love northern pike when they're deboned almost as much as walleye. So are we talking walleye or any fish? You said fish, so.
We're talking walleye.
There we go. This better be a walleye. No, it's another northern. Well.
The same one.
I'm glad I clarified, Brian, because I was going to be $2 richer. There we go. Fish on. There we go. This might be a walleye, Brian. This might be a walleye. Stand down. We needed that little, remember what you said? We just need one?
Need one.
Nice walleye, walleye. Nice! Brian, there it is right here, bud. Right there. There we go!
There's, I don't have any money on
Oh
me.
my gosh! We got
Nice pickerel.
Nice one.
Nice pickerel.
Thanks, bud. You got it?
Yep.
We're on the board, Brian. This here is what you call, in Brian's boat, a $2 walleye.
Yes. Nice boat, nice fish.
It's a good start.
Yeah.
And all we're doing is just dragging along this shoreline break. And boom, that thing's actually smoked it. So that's a good sign, that's a good start.
Yep.
Perfect size to eat too. Do you want to keep a few to eat or?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, awesome.
Did you know that different species of fish handle the effects of depth and pressure differently? This makes catching fish in deep waters something to consider carefully, as Ty has demonstrated on this episode of the Ontario Experience. Called barotrauma, Fish like walleyes have air bladders that are sensitive to being caught and reeled up from deep water to the surface. Their air bladders fill and push up into their mouths and throats, making it impossible to equalize when they're released, causing their death. Whereas other species like lake trout and whitefish are physiologically able to handle the effects of barotrauma and pressure well and can be released easily without any harm, the best path to take when you start catching species like walleyes in deep water, keep what you plan to eat and then move to shallower water where fish can be caught and released without harm.
So like I was saying a little bit earlier, Brian, I got one. I think we're on them now, Brian. We're on to something here. Got him. Another walleye, nice. Oh yeah, oh this is a little better one.
Oh, a nice big one. Yeah, oh no, it's nice though.
Brian, you got him.
Look at this,
We're on him, buddy, we're on him. That is sweet.
Oh, you take it. You're the cameraman.
There we go.
We're after that red, eh?
Right at that same
Nice
spot,
fish,
I bet.
nice fish.
Hey,
Yeah.
sometimes even 30-degree difference. No, actually it was a 50-degree drop. A lot of times, that means the walleye bite is tough, but if you find them, Brian, like you did for us right now, they're gonna bite. Hey, look at, we're on top of a school and we found them. Brian found them, I should say.
Yeah, but you're catching them, so.
There's a time and place for artificial baits, time and place for live bait. What I've always found personally is, especially this time of the year, we're in end of May, first part of June, boot tail plastic with a jig can be one of the most effective techniques for walleyes, especially when it's a little tougher. It's more of a finesse technique. All I'm doing is we're trolling along here, and I'm not snap jigging it. I'm actually just barely moving it along the bottom, so it's just running along the bottom really slow. These fish are lethargic. Like I said before, we went from 86 degrees to 36 degrees. That's a huge, huge drop in temp. And that has an effect on walleyes for sure. They get a little more lethargic. They just want an easy meal, kind of just sliding by them so they can quick pick it up. That's what's going on right now too. We found this edge. Brian's marking some fish in about 10 to 13 feet.
13 feet, yeah.
And there's a school of fish and they're here, so I think we're on a pattern. We'll just keep rolling back and forth along the shoreline piece and keep catching fish.
It did not take long at all before Brian started boating walleyes too, turning the day into just a fantastic walleye bite for all of us.
Well, we got a few walleyes. I think we're going to transition here in a minute to go get some lake trout. See if we can get those things to bite, huh?
It's a downrigger for lake trout, and we're running around 50 feet of water, and hopefully we can pick up one or two.
Got one. We got one, Brian. It's actually a nice one. We got a laker on. The walleye fishing was tough. We got a few walleyes, but we got a laker on. And I haven't seen it yet, but I think it's a nice one.
Oh yeah, it's 7, 8 pounds.
Oh, I bet it is.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Get a net. That's a nice. That's a nice one. Sweet. Now there is a Superior Country lake trout. This really tops off my trip. I tell you what, we got into some walleye, we got a few pike, we even got some splake, but you know what? This is super cool for me. I don't get to fish lake trout a lot back where I am. This makes my Ontario experience even better. Sweet Nick, cameraman, learned how to back up a boat trailer. I told him we only have an hour. I think we're at about 45 minutes now. Hey Nick, is this the first or second time you've run a boat? Nick's first time running a boat, apparently.